Greetings and welcome back to Sealed Only Sunday. In the last episode, we got our absolute asses kicked by the means of coin flip luck, and it just wasn't great. We'll say that much. We seriously had one of the worst weeks we've ever had, despite having a decent enough opening that should have gone a little bit better, but I digress. This week, we are doing something that I've been holding off on doing for a long time, but I thought episode 20 seemed like the perfect time to do it. Today, we're giving back to every single supporter that has supported the channel for the last year of TCGWolf. Today, it's the supporters' turn to take over. Now, what exactly do I mean by this? To cut this a little bit short, because, you know, I tend to rabble, this week, I invited every single one of my Patreons or YouTube members to shop for me. Yeah. I sat myself down inside one of our secret little Discord rooms and I said, hey, for the entirety of today, come and visit your own personal Season 2 store. They were given a budget based on their pledge tier. The higher the pledge, the more DP they had to spend, and they got to purchase whatever packs they wanted from their own store and add them to my opening. For this week, for this reason, we do not have an income, meaning we gain 0. We also do not have our own shop this week, meaning the only packs we will open is whatever our supporters purchased for us. I'm going to say this very quickly, we had a larger turnout in supporters than I thought we would. Due to this, today we're opening over 200 different packs. Yeah, I didn't exactly expect this either, because I didn't imagine that the shops would roll as well as they did, but they did. This is the episode that changes this around for us, at least in my hope. So, today's episode is, of course, a little bit special. There will be no shop, no challenges. There will only be this little intro section, the opening you'll see in just a moment, the deck profile, tech, whatever we're calling those, and the Lupine Weekly. It's gonna have a bit of a different structure because when I edited the entire opening, it's 43 minutes long. Don't worry, I am not going to show you the full 43 minutes, but I'll get to that in a moment. So, what was the idea behind this? Well, we've had a year of TCGWolf up to this point. I wanted to do something special to celebrate this 1 year occasion, so I figured this was as good of anything. Now, my supporters have finally gotten something so influential that literally makes this series theirs. And I feel that's deserved. So, the 43-minute opening will not be posted in this episode, as you can probably tell by the timeline down there. Instead, I will be giving you the best of. Simply put, I will be cutting out bits and pieces of the full opening as it was recorded live with the supporters watching, which, by the way, if you were a supporter, you'd be able to join in and watch too. It will be available in the description in its fullest as an unlisted video to make sure that I'm not cheating in some way. You can click the link down below to see the entire opening if you wish. It'll be available down there. For this video, I'm just going to be cutting to the good parts and I'll be jumping back and forth so you can kind of have a feel as to what happened. Without any further ado, I'd like to thank every supporter that came out to the event, and you're about to witness the most hilarious opening I think I've ever done. Okay, so we're actually sitting live for once, doing the pack opening to any patron that wishes to watch the insanity about to unfold. We have over 200 packs to open today, brought to us by our lovely supporters who are currently watching this. They're all muted, they're in the room, sucks to be them. Oh boy, we have a lot of stuff to get through this episode, so we're just gonna dig into it. They will be in no particular order, but I will have a full list in the description of everyone who participated and what they chose to purchase. We are beginning with Destiny Soldiers. That for some reason is here. Whatever. Allure of Darkness. I need this card, actually. Abyss Prop Wild Wagon and Dark Lord. What the fuck is this? No. Destiny Hero Diamonds. Art Lord Christia is interesting. Destiny Signal. Dark Lord Asmodeus. And Destiny Hero Dystopia. Christia here is actually really interesting because we could potentially run this in the Chaos deck because we can summon this off of a lot of effects. Now we have 3 packs of Ghosts from the Past, which I really hoped we would have gotten more of, but both the dice and the patrons decided this was not on the table. We'll go for what we get. Fairy Tale Rokia, Metalfoes Counter, Metalfoes Fusion, Time Thief Startup, and Sun Avalon Dryanome. No. Pack 2. Resonator Engine, Starry Night Blast, Resonator Call, Thestalos the Mega Monarch, and Starry Night Starry Dragon. And for the last pack of Ghost from the Past, Ghost Rare Dark Magician! Money! Money, 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 money! Insert money sound effect here. Holy shit, Ghost Rare Dark Magician! That's the most expensive card we can get! Okay, we also needed that Fog Blade, which is exactly why I wanted to open Ghosts from the Past. Starry Night Ceremony, Time Thief Redoer, and Metaphos Volflame. Oh my god. Okay, that's hilarious. That is a lot of money. Holy shit, but we now have 2 Fog Blades at the very least, which is wonderful. Now we're looking at 10 packs of King's Court, the Wicked Avatar, the Wicked Eraser, and oh yeah, Lightning Storm. This is like the one card in this entire set that actually makes a difference for us. That's awesome. I will happily take a Lightning Storm. Then we have one singular pack of Legendary Duelist Sisters of the Rose. Who thought about this? Lunalight Pure Perfume, Sisters, Ritual Secretary, Lunalight Yellow Martin, and fuck! In the one pack, we pull in the train. Come on. Now people are going to tell me to play Earth Machines again. It's in one pack. Oh well. Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Juggernaut Lieb is probably the best one out of them that we could pull, giving us access to one of the strongest train beaters in the train stack to begin with. So now that if we do actually pivot back into machines, this is a good card to include there. Alright, 17 packs of Lightning Overdrive. I have Zooey sitting in this call going, I'm ready for the Bear Brum. We'll see. Here is Black Ice, the Plunder Patrol Sea Guide, Clock Arc, Spring and Brothers, Scrap Raptor, awesome, Birth of the Prominent Flame, Sunvine Crossbreed, I Challenge You, I Meet You, and fucking... No! You can't be doing this! You're sitting in this watching the damn thing and it happens! Stop it! Basal Roast Shoot, You and I, and a second fucking Bear Brum. Oh, it's leaning towards Tri Brigade now. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with all this. Scrap Raptors are going to make a massive change in deck building going forward, though, which is what I was legitimately looking for in this set. So that's fine. Now, for one of the largest packs, one of our hero patrons has decided, if you couldn't tell at this point, is definitely Zooey, to give us 55 packs of Phantom Rage. This man has been clinging at the heels for us to play Tri-Brigade, and now that he finally has the chance to actually change fate, he got lucky. Mutant ST46. The thing is, mutants are actually one of the decks we could very easily get from this massive Phantom Rage opening, so that's a possibility too. Tri-Brigade Fractal. One more piece for the Tri-Brigades. Oh man, okay. One Fractal. Someone's celebrating in the Discord already. GG is really nice. Here we have a Tri-Brigade Rugal as well, and Fists. We'll go for pack 22, a Raider's Wing, which is really, really good if we go into rank 4 spam crap. Pack number 29, and there is a second Tri-Brigade Karos. With one more of those, we might actually get somewhere with this. Ooh boy. Ooh boy. Okay. Pack 32, a third Tri-Brigade Karos, now finishing the playset of Karos. I believe now we're missing Kit, and we're missing one of the other ones. I don't remember its name because I don't play Tri-Brigade, and Zooey will shoot me for this, but I do not care. A Nyan Nyan! We're actually getting virtual worlds as well! Now if only we could get Lulu. Lulu would be the ultimate thing here. Pack 39, there is the Feyurite, or whatever. The missing Link monster in the possible Tri-Brigade shenanigan strategy. And we're getting there. A Fractal! The first Fractal! Finally! Okay. We may have gotten another one, I don't remember, but we should have most of them now. Oh boy. Now, this, of course, has been a massive opening so far, but what if I told you we're not even halfway? At all. We've still got well over 100 packs to go. Oh boy. Okay, we are back with the second half of the massive Patreon extravaganza opening. We're moving swiftly along where we are going to open 43 packs of Burst of Destiny. One of the most interesting sets released in recent time because this has access to DPE. That card would change a lot going forward. And we haven't opened it yet, so why not? Giant Starfall, B-Trooper Assault Roller, Reloaded Cylinder, Threshold Borg, Reptilian Coatl, Cynic Cascade, Greater Magikey Mafetal, Danger Disaster, and Flaundereese and Eaglin for some reason doesn't have an updated image. Night Sword Serpent, and King of the Sky Prison, or Heavenly Prison, or whatever it is. This card is super good in trap strategies because it makes so that your face-down spell and trap cards cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects. It's actually really good. Flip Frozen, Fengil the Soldier Palm. I still can't pronounce this. It's just going to be Pineapple Dragon from now on. Detonation Code, Ice Jade Tinola, your Sonic Drytron, Apex Predation, Starry Night Orbital, Sonic Tracker. Oh, shit. Oh, we have it! The Destiny Hero Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. The new supposed Dragoon replacement acting as another target for Predaplant Verte Anaconda. Unfortunately, picking up the pieces to play this one is incredibly difficult, but we are going to hang on to this one just in case we can actually get there again. This thing could turn the tide. Rocket Caliber, an actually decent rocket card that would be really great if we ever go back to playing rockets again. We also get a third B-Trooper Assault Roller, so that's cool. For pack 31, we got a Machina Ruin Force. One of the cards I was hoping to avoid in this opening because this one is worth talking about. If we are going to go back to playing the Machinas yet again, Ruin Force is almost a must for going back into it. Ruin Force does just about everything you need the machines to do, in the fact that it's gigantic and has a negate even though it costs you half your life points to do it. It's really good. It's really good. Now we've got 20 packs of Eternity Code, and we have opened enough Eternity Code, so I am going to straight up skip all of the comments of this one. We're looking at an Arch Nemesis Escatos as our first Ultra, which is not what we want to be seeing. Pack 9? Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, shit. We pulled it legitimately this time. No cheating, no stealing. Access Code Talker. The legit one, not even the gold one. This is the legit, hard to pull Access Code Talker. Oh boy, suddenly a lot of options just got opened. Yes, I know we've had access code once before, and I'll be honest, I sold it because at that point we needed a better deck core to work with. This time around, having access to this absolute unit of a card changes a lot. Pack number 16, we've got ourselves a Heavy Forward, another great card if we actually pivot back into Earth Machines, which now is looking like a bigger possibility than ever. Pack number 15? What the fuck is a 15? 17 for Avoid Apocalypse. Pack 18 for our third Gravedigger's Trap Hole, now having a playset of them. Pack 19 for a Deep Sea Aria, and the last pack of Eternity Code for a Plunder Patrol Ship-Shape Ships Shipping. I don't think this could have gone better in terms of Eternity Code opening. We actually have the access code. Oh boy. Alright. Well, moving on, because again, we're just about halfway now. We're gonna open 10 packs of Synchro Storm next. Now, we've got the second biggest opening of today for El Dorado Maximum Gold El Dorado. Why am I saying it backwards? So the thing with this is a lot of the patrons managed to spin this on the wheel, but only 2 of them actually dived into it, and this set has everything. Luckily for us, this was our chosen bonus set, meaning we got a couple of extra packs of it. We have 26 total. Let's begin. Zefraxi, Treasure of the Yangzing, Hot Red Dragon, Archfiend Abyss, Prank Kid Lemsis, Broken Line, Number 1, Dark Magician, and Cursed Eldland. Blue, Oracle of Zephyra, Eva, Scrap Dragon, Heat of the Fire Charmer Ablaze. You have got to be f***ing kidding me. No! Come on, we already broke the odds. What are the— oh my god, stop. We already broke the odds once. You can't be doing this and giving me 2 of them now. Come, I have no use for this. Come on! Okay, whatever. We're using up all of our luck in the patron packs. Whatever they put in here, they know they want to turn the series around. This is how they're doing it. Eva, Guardian, Neos, and yeah! That's the card we needed! Yes! We don't have to go back into Duel Overload. We got the Verte. Verte's back. Now, the only pieces we're missing to summoning DPE are the actual materials and Fusion Destiny. Oh, we're getting closer. Fuck, it's the wrong one. We need White Dragon. Please give us White Dragon. This is like the best chance we have of pulling it. Xcode Talker. Yes! Speak of the fucking devil. There he is. We're finally done with it. I don't have to go back to the stupid sets to pull them. We have the dragons. Oh, yeah. Nightmare Unicorn as well. As long as I Book of Moon, I don't care. I wanted the White Dragon. I never have to go back in with a deck that just has Black Dragon. Scrap Wyvern, Eldritch, the Golden Lord, and Gold Sarcophagus. Eva, Dark Magician, and a Torrential Tribute, which we really, really need. Next up, we got a Giant Rex, an Area Water Charmer, whatever that is, Prankins Rocket Ride, a Baguska. That's a good card. We might actually play this. Pot of Extravagance, and Red Eyes Darkness, Metal Dragon. Pot of Extravagance is incredibly important if we are attempting to build any deck that will not utilize the extra deck, which there's a couple of them. And Red Eyes Darkness, Metal Dragon was the card we were lacking to actually make Dragon Link a functional deck. We might actually have to turn back to that now that we have the Darkness Metal. Dolka and the 3rd Torrential Tribute, meaning we now have a playset of that, too. That's amazing. Number C1, Signet Mining, Ossa, another Cannon, Weather Painter Rain, Soul Leading Oviraptor, and a Red Ice Black Dragon for the final pack of El Dorado. That was insane, but we're not done yet. We're not done yet. We still have packs to open. How is this possible? Fortunately, though, there are not that many left to go, so this will be the final time you see a jump cut. Alright, we are back once again for the final 30 packs. I can't count, I'm sorry. For the final 30 packs of this massive Patreon opening, let us begin. Backup Operator, Wee Witch's Apprentice, Incantation Bookstone, Trap Trick, and World Legacy Succession, the card we actually need to use in combination with Lib if we can pull it. Not exactly something we're gonna write home about, but, you know, it's there. Lo and behold, we got ourselves 10 packs of Battles of Legend Relentless Revenge up next. Iron Cage, Gaia Saber the Lightning Shadow, The Kaiju Files, Solemn Strike, which you unfortunately already have 3 of, and Supreme King Dragon Darkworm. Pack 2. Dark Lord Contact, Cyber Eltanen, Solemn Judgment is really good, Noble Knight Midaroot, and a 3rd Phantom Knights of Silent Boots. Pretty good. Number 90, Galaxy Ice Photon Lord. The 2nd option to running Hope Harbinger, actually. A Roxy's, a Guru. We then got an Orcus Nightmare, our fucking 3rd Borreload Savage, as well as Cyber Synchron, but that is our 3rd Nightmare, so no complaints. And a Hita the Fire Charmer Ablaze. This opening has been way too long, my throat is about to kill me, but we have basically turned the series on its goddamn head for the 2nd time. Thank you to all of the Patreons that decided to take part in this little event to celebrate 1 year of TCGWolf. I hope this gives back to what you've given me, and if it doesn't, tough shit. So now with that massive opening out of the way, that is essentially our final piece of massive help for the series as we're entering the final countdown. We now have 10 more episodes until the Dragoon Cup strikes once more and the series comes to a closure. With this opening, however, it's opened a lot of doors for the 2 other decks that we need to construct going forward. Our Chaos deck has essentially reached its peak, I believe. There's only one real card I would like to add to the deck, and that is Charge of the Light Brigade, which is only available in, I believe it's infinite gold. I'll have it on screen, you'll see it. And we're probably not going to pull that. It's a super expensive set to start off, and secondly, it's hard to spin on the wheel, and it is the only place we can find this freaking card. So it's kind of off limits. The only other thing we could really add to the deck would be something like hand traps, which, if they come, they come. But other than that, there's not much we can do. For our second and third deck, however, we now have massive openings into specific archetypes. First of all, our Orcus deck is almost set to go. We're missing only one extremely specific card in order to make the deck function. Crystronro Xenix. It is in Invasion Vengeance, I believe, as our easiest place to pull this, but should we actually pull it, we are good to go to play Scrap Orcust. We could also add something like Machina Metal Cruncher, which, if we pull it from either Eternity Code or the 2021 tins, we can include Machinas in the deck. It basically enables us to play them for better or for worse. That could be an alternative, but if we don't find it, we may just have to stick to the 100% scrap variant. We'll see, but it's getting there. For our third deck, we actually have a couple of viable options right now. First off, the obvious one would be Tri-Brigade. We are quite literally only missing Shureg and Kit in order to make this deck function properly, I suppose. So if we get access to the 2021 tins, or we gain access to wherever Kit is, I don't know. I actually have no idea where Kit is. Blazing Overdrive? Probably. We'll find out. It'll be on screen. But regardless, that is a viable option too. Tri-Brigade is also a very good meta deck currently. The issue is we're lacking a couple of the hand traps and extenders to really make it work properly, so we may have to do some Revs card special on this one, and play it together with other splashable archetypes like Melfi and Dogmatica. They are also two archetypes that we could very easily splash into other things if we see the space for them. Then, we also have a Virtual World core, kind of. We're still missing the best cards in the archetype, like Lulu, but should we actually pull them, Virtual World is a viable option for us to go into. We're also missing their boss monster, which would be Shen Shen, but should we find that, we may have to pivot to Virtual World. In addition to that, we also have Altergeists. We're still missing a lot of the core monsters to make Altergeist function as intended, and we almost certainly need 2 more Infinite Impermanences to get there, but we could get there. In addition to that, of course, we got a bunch of other cards that may see use going forward. We have a ton of Marincesses in case we actually get another Blue Tang and Sea Slug, I believe. We could play that too. We have a lot of interesting decision going ahead of us, but for this week, we are sticking to the supposedly final build of the Chaos deck. We have added Christia to the deck at this point because there are so many ways we can cheat Christia into play to lock our opponent out of special summoning. In my testing, we have been able to set up a 3-negate Appaloosa, our number 38 Hope Harbinger, a Borreload Savage Dragon with 2 counters, and Christia. In addition, we will have a Chaos Creator in defense position, but that doesn't really matter. It's a really good end board. The unfortunate part is, this is a gamble deck. It will always be a gamble deck. If our gamble succeeds, we might just end the game on turn 1. If our gamble fails, we're stuck with nothing. It's a balls-to-the-wall deck, it's all I can say. It's been fun piloting so far, and it will be fun piloting until the end of the series. But I think we need to focus on strengthening our other decks for now and pick up Chaos pieces sporadically in case we happen to get to them. With all of that talky-talky out of the way, though, I'm going to get to the Lupine Weekly, and we're going to give this new quote-unquote finished deck a spin. Okay, let's head into this week's duels, and we're starting off against Priority Yu-Gi-Oh! Playing Speedroid. With the new Speedroid support, we've seen how dangerous these guys can be, so it's not like they shouldn't be underestimated is what I'm saying. We do manage to go first here, and we do get to our Chaos Ruler, but gets immediately impermed, which really sucks, forcing us to use our Gizmek to end on Hope Harbinger and Infinite Impermanence, no, Imperial Order, passing turn, which against Speedroid doesn't do too much. They focus on monster effects. They manage to go into Rubber Band, going for the Rubber Band effect to summon the weird dog-looking thing. Going to their new support to special summon the tuner, which is of course Red Eyes Dice, setting it to the correct level to summon Corkshooter. Corkshooter is a funny-ass name. They do manage to summon their board back once again. Going into the card I can never remember the name of, but they decide to all cards on the field, which is interesting. We do get a Gizmic at the end step here, and they actually pass turn on that, leaving us with a possibility for an OTK. We do destroy the card that breaks the entire board that I never remember the name of, and we go for our Rocket Bullshit. Rocket bullshitting here is probably the best thing we can do considering we have 2 rocket materials in hand, so we simply decide to go for it. Managing to summon all of them back to the board, going for the Chaos Ruler effect, and at this point we have enough materials for the OTK, and they actually just scoop it up, which... we'll take it. Game number 2 then. We cited for going second because I 100% expected Speedroid to want to go first. I was incorrect. We are going first, and that Pancratops in hand is now glaring at me. We do manage to get into Chaos Ruler again, but for the second time, it gets immediately impermed. This time around, unfortunately, that straight up ends our turn. Yikes. Speedroid, of course, is going to do Speedroid things using, what is it? It's Terror Top to go into one of the new cards I don't remember the name of, going into Mr. Bite Doggo once again. Takatombor gets summoned and brings out the red-eyed dice, and you can probably guess where this is going now that dice is in the graveyard. They do actually not play Fleur, which I was fearing this entire time, and they actually aim to go to the new Crystal Wing instead. I'm slightly less terrified of the new Crystal Wing in comparison to Baroness de Fleur, but there it is. Nonetheless, in this particular setup right now, it is still really dangerous for us. They do manage to get over our board, leaving us at 400 life points, but we do have a turn. Unfortunately, we draw Solar Recharge, so we're simply forced to attempt to bring out our Chaos Ruler again. We go for the Valkyria effect, sending a wolf. We activate Chaos Base and draw our 3rd Solar Recharge. Yeah, there's no way we're getting out of that one. And then for the all-important game number 3, as a certain MBT would say, we're once again going first, this time having sided correctly. We go for the Chaos Ruler for the 3rd time, and we, luckily, don't get hit for a 3rd time with an Imperm. We actually get to fire, but we don't really find anything other than a Valkyria. We go for the Valkyria, and we're forced to Monster Reborn our now Rocket Tracer in graveyard to go into Striker Dragon. Striker Dragon, of course, searches the thing it's supposed to search. Striker Dragon destroys itself to get our big boy back, summoning it and Rocket Recharger. We use them to go into Minerva to go for the Gamble here. The Gamble kind of succeeds, drawing us into a Solemn Strike. It also ends up drawing us into another Quick Launch. Luckily for us, that is enough to sort of do a little bit here. We managed to go into Appaloosa and IP Masquerena and set a strike, and that's about it. It's not good, especially not when we immediately get Small Worlded for a Kaiju. However, Marble Machine is going to be summoned, and we flip the Solemn Strike, which is enough to end the turn. We then draw into what is going to be the game winner in this game, Summon Limit. Summon Limit is a fucking amazing card, and more people should play this. They go for their normal summon of Bite Doggo. Bite Doggo will pitch the tuner. Takatombor gets summoned, and we flip the Summon Limit. They can't do anything to this. We draw a Levianeer for turn here, which is perfect, which ends up breaking 2 things on board, pitching Christia to the graveyard in case we get to summon it later. Punch face, bring them down to 1,000 life points, make a Hope Harbinger just in case. They draw Small Wolf for turn. They know it's gonna get negated. That is the end of round 1. For round number 2, we're playing up against DC Insane Joker, playing Grandma Jugober. This can only go one of 2 ways, and I am decently sure you can figure out which way it's going to go. Grandma Ju has the explosive tendency of getting to come out of goddamn nowhere and just OTK you. Our board is not looking great either, but we do manage to go for the Crystal Wing play here that we decide to be the best one. Crystal Wing gets summoned. We go for the Chaos Base, pitching one of our dragons to search the Valkyria. Valkyria, of course, can summon itself. We have a Wyver Buster, so we decide to go into an Appaloosa. Going for the Chaos Creator here, unfortunately being unable to get Christia into the Banished Zone, which sucks. We Monster Reborn, we go for a Borreload Savage Dragon, and this is essentially one of our best end boards if we had a way to get Christia into Banish. Unfortunately for us, when we see the Pot of Desires and the Danger Thunderbird, we already know where this is going. Double Alpha in hand, double Eater of Millions in hand, and Grandma Ju in hand. There was not a better hand this man could have had against us. There is nothing we can do to that one, Chief. So game number 2, now that we know what we're going up against here, we force them to go first. Also, apologies for the little flip there, I kind of forgot. They do draw into Gizmic Orichi, however, as well as we having one. We do decide to go for it here, attempting to blow up theirs, and we know for a fact that we have to go for the OTK. We get hit with a Super Poly, which we can get rid of using Jizukiru. The reason we cited in Jizukiru here is for this exact reason. We don't have a very good hand to get going off of that, though, unfortunately, but we will attempt to go for the Chaos Ruler, hoping we can find something, and we find a Bigfoot. We'll take the Bigfoot, and we'll actually hit 2 mills off of that, which is decent enough. We'll go for the Bigfoot activation here to get rid of the Jizukira that we placed on the board, but unfortunately, we have nothing else we can carry out off of that, because we are lacking a Halqifibrax target. It was banished off of Gizmegarochi. If we had it, we would have been able to go into Borrelsword and end the game right then and there. Very unfortunate. As you can probably figure, this is Grand Maju, and if we give Grand Maju 1 turn of space, they will do this. At this point, we are forced to use our Gizmegarochi once again to protect our life points, but it will most likely not end up mattering here. As we go to main phase 2, they set up a Sky Prison, meaning we can't summon anything from the graveyard this turn. That is a good game, sir. Grand Maju went burr, and we took the whatever that means. For game number 3 this week, we're actually going up against an old favorite of ours. We're going up against Darkonic, playing Sealed Only Dinosaur. We've gone up against this once before, and that was an 11-turn Stallfest where no one had a play to make. I don't think that's going to be the case this time around. We're going for the Chaos Ruler, managing to build just about nothing here, but we do attempt to go for full combo anyway. Full combo in this case is going to be marginally worse than full combo. We do get our Rocket Tracer back out again, managing to Monster Reborn a wolf, and we're forced to go into Bagugska in defense position. Since we know what our opponent is playing here, I know for a fact that Bagugska is a big issue for Dinosaur, because they kind of need their normal summon effect. We do decide here to go on the offensive now that we're drawn into Jackalope, seemingly the best card we could draw. We also draw into a Solar Recharge, which allows us to go even further. We go for the full damage here, just linking off for the Borrelsword, attempting to go for the OTK. Unfortunately for us, I accidentally end the recording there, but let me just summarize it for you real quick. We failed the attack due to a Drowning Mirror Force. Drowning Mirror Force basically stops us from OTKing. He sets up a board, but we do manage to punch over it on the following turn, as he is unable to OTK us, thanks to Borrelsword not being able to be destroyed by battle. For the second game here, Darkonic is choosing to go first. First dinos is always scary, because they have a ton of ways of setting up multiple negates that we're going to have a hard time bashing over. However, that's not what ends up happening. This is Scrap Dino, and Scrap Dino has a bunch of weird combo material lines that ends them in a ton of materials in the graveyard, but not really that many negates on board unless you specifically go for them. They decide to go for the Griffin, which is a problem, but something we can get over. Going for the UCT in defense position here, going for the Borrelode Savage Dragon, but they don't have a link in the graveyard because they banished it. This means we're free to go. We're going for the Lumina. Lumina, of course, gets negated, but that does not matter because we're not attempting to use it. We're going to go for the Halqifibrax so we can special summon the Chaos Dragon Levianeer. Levianeer will destroy the UCT as well as the Griffin, now leaving a space to go for the Chaos Creator. Chaos Creator will bring us back our Rocket Tracer, which will get us to Striker Dragon and Boot Sector. We'll destroy the Striker Dragon, get back our Rocket Tracer, now being able to special summon both from the hand, but we get hit with the Twin Twister, which sucks. We go for the Masquerade instead and go into Access Code Talker. For the first time ever, we're actually going to have a use for access code. We do manage to draw into a Foolish Burial off of the Chaos Space activation, which is just fine. We break the entire board, punch in for a bunch of damage, and an Effect Veiler is not going to save Darkonic in this one, so we actually win against Sealed Only Dinosaurs 2-0. I can't believe that. That was a really good game. Now, it wouldn't be a special episode if we went without playing against Mothman. No matter what we seem to do, whenever something special's going on, it always seems to be Mothman at the heels. We have a terrible hand this time around, but we get an Imperial Order at least, so we're able to stop Mothman's hard-casted Red Eyes Fusion. We also get Forbidden Droplets, which we can use to get rid of our own Imperial Order, which is kind of interesting. Unfortunately, that Rivalry of Warlords is going to be our dismay. The only thing we can really go into here is Beals, simply because we hope he doesn't have many banishing effects. The only banishing effect he has access to is Baladrock, and Baladrock is a card he needs Zombie World to get to, which he currently doesn't have. But of course, he draws the card he needs to get there, and you can probably guess where this is going. I should also point out that this is not his sealed only variant of the zombie deck. This is the full power, I'm going to regionals to play zombie version of the Zamboni deck, meaning he's holding nothing back this time. Kinda bad for us. Regardless, though, Vampire Sucker comes out, of course, which is obviously going to bring back the Baladrock, drawing him a card and getting to banish our Beals, which is our one way of winning this weird, wonky matchup. and game number 1, we are nowhere close to getting there. Game number 2, then. We do get it to summon limit here, and that being one of the best cards we have in our sideboard currently, as we go for the Solar Recharge, going into Charge of the Light Brigade, getting Lumina. Lumina is going to get summoned. It's going to summon back Raiden. Raiden is going to activate its effect, of course, whiffing again. We go for Halki Firex, which gets hit with a Gamma. Unfortunate. Luckily for us, we are already holding the Boot Sector launch, and we now have 2 rockets in the graveyard, meaning we can special summon both of them. And then we get Nibiru. It's not like this matchup can get any worse, right? Now we're getting hand-trapped in everything we do. We do set the summon limit here, which is the only thing we can necessarily get to, as Unizombie is summoned, which means we can basically kill his combo at Halki Fibrax. Then, for some reason, he forgets he can just destroy the token. Don't ask me on that one, and we are going to take it. 5,500 damage from the token, 2,300 from the Chaos Ruler. It's not Chaos Ruler, it's Chaos Creator. Everyone's named Chaos, man. He does manage to go into Balladrock here, summoning Shiranui, but forgetting he can't activate the effect because he's under summon limit, and that is a scoop from the Mothman. Then, for our last game, we are once again forced to going second. We do have the Nibiru in hand here, but this hand is not going to allow us to make any good use of it so far. Unizombie is, of course, going to get sent, sending the Necrobolt Banshee from hand, and then sending the Mizuki. Mizuki is going to get sent to summon the Necrobolt Banshee, which goes into Halki Fibrax. Halki Fibrax will, of course, search the Glow Up Bloom, which goes into Anima. That triggers it. And forgetting to chain properly, but whatever. Zombie World's now on the field. Here is Yukiona. We decide to fire off the Nibiru preemptively, which doesn't end up mattering because Balladrox is going to get summoned off of Eldritch's second effect that I forgot about. Vampire Sucker comes out, which of course means our Big Rock is going to get Big Banished. Shocking, nobody. Then a white Elixir is going to get Eldritch onto the board as well. We simply go into combat and punch over the Balladrock here because we believe that to be the best part. We get asked for a Pot of Prosperity. We attempt to go into at least some form of combo here, and unfortunately at this point, Christia has been sighted out, which I regret because I would have been able to summon it in this matchup and I probably would have won the game off of it. Really, really sucks, actually. I really wanted to have it. So we are forced to go into a Hope Harbinger, our IP Masquerena, and another targets. We do have an Appaloosa on board in case we need it. Unfortunately, we had a good matchup here until he draws the one monster that ends our life. Gazuki. Gazuki, in this case, can not only special summon another zombie from the graveyard, but it gets him another target, which allows him to go into Predapod Vertianaconda that we now have to negate, and we have to negate the effect from the graveyard, because he's gonna bring back Unizombie. Unizombie will kill us. Unfortunate. We're now in a stall war, and any good top deck can do the trick. Unfortunately, he does get an Eldritch onto the board again, but we do draw into Raiden. We go for an extra draw off of Chaos Space that draws into Lumina, but unfortunately, we don't have a Lightstorm target in the grave anymore, so we just have to summon Raiden, hope for the mill, and he whiffs us twice. That Pancratops could have won us the game if we drew it. Unfortunately, no such luck, as he draws into Sneck, which is the perfect card for the current situation, summons the Sneck, tribute summoning Balladrock, banishing our poor Raiden, going into his now powered up Eldritch, setting a Conquistador. There is not a lot we are going to be able to do to get out of this one. We could get a top deck like a Chaos Dragon the Vioneer, but unfortunately, it is a Twin Twister. A little bit too late here as he manages to summon a Necrobolt Banshee, getting Zombie World onto the board, getting a second Doom King Balladrock, and yeah, at this point, there ain't much we can do, Chief. Close, but no cigar. Now, in all honesty, I can't really be upset at this result. We failed the mills a couple of times, but in the games we won, we really displayed the type of potency that the Chaos deck really has. When it works, it is incredibly explosive, and it can get out of a lot of sticky situations, even though we didn't have to deal with that many negates on board today. Something like Summon Limit is going to help us immensely going forward, seeing as how it literally kills a lot of decks in the format that we might have to go up against. Now, of course, this week, as stated earlier in the episode, we have no rewards, we have no successful challenges because there wasn't any. We are just going to end the episode here. We also don't have a sell box for this episode because it is also disabled. The earliest we can sell anything would be next episode. So I am just going to, wish you guys a happy week ahead of you. I hope that you enjoyed the episode, and if you did, do remember to click the subscribe button down below, leave a comment for the algorithm, leave a like if you enjoyed. Consider supporting me on Patreon or YouTube memberships as well, in case you want to see this wolf get, get paid for his efforts, I guess. Other than that, I hope to see you all next week, where we tackle the final 9 episodes before the Dragoon Cup. Stay safe out there.